Welcome to another edition of our StaySmart newsletter and podcast, brought to you by Viciniti Corporate Housing, where we try to keep you updated on what we see happening in the industry, whether that's corporate housing or relocation, business travel, or the real estate industry, mortgages. Those are some of the things that we're going to talk about this week. We're just trying to keep you updated on what we see happening and we think might be relevant to you and to your company. Coming today out in front of our office here in Lenexa, Kansas. It's kind of a warm day. You can definitely hear the cicadas here in the background. Hopefully that doesn't muffle my audio too much. So like I was saying, the first thing that we're going to talk about is the NAR settlement. It's really what's happening in the industry right now, what we're seeing in real estate. The National Association of Realtors made a settlement with the Justice Department earlier this year. Kind of the big takeaways from that, or the two main points from that, is that listing agents can no longer list their commission fees if they're going to be listed on the MLS, and that buyers will need to sign an agreement before they work with a buyer's agent touring homes. Kind of the big takeaways from that. I say that like it's really easy. There's actually still lots of unknowns around that, and I think that's unfortunately going to continue to have kind of a stall in the real estate industry right now. We've seen there was an article earlier this week about June home sales, obviously really flat. Home prices had been up. We'll see later this week the July numbers come out. We'll probably still see the same kind of just flat volume, but home prices still being elevated. It's because there's just not a lot of supply. It'll be interesting to see as we go into the next article that we have here is mortgage rates. Mortgage rates have been coming down. Some of that having to do with some of the economic data that's come out and looking at possible Fed rate cuts in September. So we're starting to see the rates coming down from a high back in May, as high as 7.5%. So getting down to under 6.5%. Last fall, they had peaked almost to 8%. So it's good to see them coming down. I think this article in particular says rates plunging. I don't think that's the right verbiage I would use. Rates are slowly coming down. I wouldn't anticipate huge dips, but it'll be a slow decline as we see hopefully kind of rebound of the industry. And we'll see that July data later this week, and hopefully we see some more demand coming around the corner. And then next, an article about renters actually really wanting to relocate. Up to 48% of renters are looking to relocate in the next 6 months, which is up quite a bit, considerably. So that's interesting to see. A lot of people still looking to move around, maybe not with new home purchases, but there's a demand in the rental industry. What I found really fascinating in this article was 37% of renters were willing to rent an apartment sight unseen, just doing a virtual tour, which, as somebody that's going to turn 50 later this year, that seems kind of mind-boggling to me. But I think as the younger generation are really embracing this. They do say, brand recognition matters, so the property management company kind of name value, that does matter to them, but they're willing to rent apartments sight unseen. So really interesting information. And then the last couple articles that we have, the one about GBTA, our own Mark Champagne was there last month in Atlanta. He kind of gave us his recap. In particular, one of the sessions that was around housing, the housing industry, corporate housing, short-term rental. Really good information there. And then finally, we were just announced that Cardis had given out their nominations for their Masters Cup for their supplier summit that they will have in October. And Viciniti Corporate Housing was nominated for that, one of the 10 finalists for that award. So we're very honored to be, even considered for that award, and great to hear that could possibly be, another award that Viciniti Corporate Housing wins this year. So those are some of the things that we see happening in the industry. If there's anything that you'd like to hear us talk about, please let us know. But that's what I see transitioning this week. Take care, everyone.